in an organization, I will try to draw some analogy and then we'll go back to our actual topic. Okay. So what happens in every organization, right? Wherever you're going to work or wherever you're working, there are code, right? Or we call it code base. Code base means you have codes related to different components, right? Hmm. So you, whatever code you have, right? Whatever code you have, you will be putting those code, or you need those code to be stored somewhere. Okay. So whatever code you have, you want to store them somewhere. Let's say I'm storing in, Google Drive. I can store it. Now I have three or four of my members, okay, who can, in Google Drive, they can come, update, and do all these things, right? So let's say different members are there. Okay. So here is another actor. Okay. Actor is nothing but user. Okay. And all of them can, do this and go ahead and write it, right? Understand this. Okay. Now what happens is when these three people are editing or managing, right, it becomes tough to see who is changing what, right? So what all the problems we'll get? We will get problem like who is changing what. Okay. First problem we'll get is who is changing what. Second is, okay. Second is in 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 this Google Drive, right? Do I have an option to analyze that, or a proper mechanism which gives me any security that my code will be secure? No, right? Do we get any option to collaborate? Collaborate in the sense, can I ask other user to do it? I can ask, but I don't know which file they are going to modify, how they'll modify. So storing code and maintaining code is a challenging part, right? Where you want your code to be proper, where you want everyone to, I mean, all of your team or all of the persons to have the access, but at the same time, you need to put few restrictions, right? So that is why we have something called as Git. Now, Git is a tool. Git is a tool or CLI, which was intended, to be which was, let's not go to version control. We'll go to version control, which was intended, or which the intention to build Git was, by the way, built by the same guy called Linus Torvalds, who built Linux to manage the files in his local. Okay, that is why he developed Git. Okay, finally, what happened that people started adopting it because of its various feature. Okay, so the point here is Git is something using which you can centrally version controls. You can implement centrally virtual version control system or distributed version control systems. Okay, that you can do. So now we'll start with the basic example. I guess most of you are here, so I was taking to. So what happens is, let's say you have a file. Okay, and that file, first copy of the file will be called as v1. Okay, for example, I have created an Excel or Word document. What you will call it? v1. Next you will be calling v2. Next you will be calling v3. Okay, so here you are maintaining just the version. Okay, so since you are just maintaining the version, you call it VCS. What VCS stands for? Version Control System. Okay, now what is the problem here? The problem is, since this is kept in someone's local, right? What will happen if, let's say, it is in my laptop, right? All of you have to anyhow come to my laptop and then edit or create these files. Only you have that option. You cannot do it from your home. It's like a cyber cafe where you have laptop only or monitors or computers only available in a particular location where you have to go and perform the activity. So that's how this VCS is. Okay, the problem here is if this gets corrupted, right? If this gets deleted, let's say, okay, if this gets deleted, we lose everything. Correct? We will lose everything. Now, what was the other solution to tackle this problem? There was other solution. Okay, fine. We will have something like Google Drive. Okay, we'll have something like Google Drive where 1 minute. Okay, we'll have something like Google Drive where you can centrally store it. But the problem here also in centrally storing it is like every time everyone is writing centrally, but this center is the common source. So if this central one goes, right, then we lose the change, right? We lose the change. So this is central version control system. Now, then we have another thing called as distributed. So another problem in central version is, okay, central will have everything. Okay. But for example, there are three developers, dev 1, dev 2, dev 3. Dev 3 is pushing changes that won't be available to dev 1, right? Because dev 1 is also writing, right? But when you see it as distributed version control system, which is DVCS, right? In distributed version control system, what will happen? You have a component somewhere, and the similar set of component you will be having in everyone's computer. For example, there are three developers, C1, C2, and C3. All of them will have similar change. Now, the moment C3 has decided to add a new file called V4, okay, what will happen? C3 will push this V4 here. Okay, C3 will add another file called V4 here, and others can also have the get the changes of V4. So that is why it is called as distributed version control system. Okay, so all of them will have V4 now. Okay, so one person or one developer pushing one changes can be distributed across all. Okay, so that is why you have DVCS. Okay, distributed version control system. Now, when we see DVCS, so Git is the example of DVCS, yes or no? Git is the example of DVCS. Here you have something available in GitLab or GitHub, and all of us can create our branch. All of us can pull the changes. Let's say I am making changes. You guys want to pull it. You guys want to have that changes. You guys can have that changes anytime, right? So this is why it is called as DVCS. So in DVCS, you will be having sync between local as well as remote. We will understand what is local, what is remote, but like whatever changes you have in your laptop, okay, versus whatever changes somebody else is pushing in your GitHub or GitLab or whatever remote server you have, okay, you will be having that changes managed or everywhere. Okay, anyone can pull the changes. Whoever is having access can pull the changes. So the synchronization becomes easier. Second thing, if tomorrow if somebody like let's say C2 is leaving the organization and he's going, that's fine. His change is available everywhere. C1 is also having that change. C3 is also having that change. And the main server is also having that change, right? So someone else is replacing him, can again come and copy the change and then start working from that place. So DVCS is nothing but it's a Git. Okay. Now tell me guys, honestly, any one of you who did not get DVCS? Distributed version control system. Git is nothing but it's a distributed version control system. Anyone having any doubt? Any question? Yeah, Vinay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Kumar, it's a distributed version control system. So if
Yes.
suppose two or more people, means developer is doing a change in a code, so how will Git identify which changes is correct and which we need to save? That
Okay.
need to be saved.
Okay. So
Is there
this
any
topic, this thing we will cover when we will be talking about conflict here. Okay. So two or same person, if they are doing the same changes in the same file at the same time, then what happens? Okay. We will cover that.
That's fine. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So now let's start with the terminologies and we'll start with very basic things. Okay. The moment you guys feel I'm going fast or you guys are not getting anything, please raise your hand. Okay. The whole point of having this class is making it interactive as much as we can. And it's a two-way learning, right? Your question might, push me for a new learning. Okay. So
Hello,
yeah, go
there is
ahead,
one question here.
please.
So, from somewhere I have heard that without means learning any DevOps tool,
Hmm.
without Linux we uh, can't proceed. So, means we have not done any Linux classes. So,
Yeah, so Linux
any
classes, Aditya, Linux classes will be happening. Okay. and Linux classes will be happening after this Git and GitHub. The reason we are saying or doing Git and GitHub is because Git and GitHub is a topic, right? Which is not only in DevOps, regardless of whatever field you want to go, right? You will need that. Okay. And when we will be going ahead, we'll be learning Linux as well. Okay. We'll be learning Linux as well, and we'll be seeing that. So Linux is after this only. So we'll be spending these 2 days in Git and GitHub, and after that we'll start with Linux, then we'll move to AWS, and then that's how it will get started. So here I will be
So
showing you
means
the terminology.
without learning Linux, we can learn Git and GitHub. That there
Yes,
is
yes,
no
yes.
necessity of any Linux
Yes, yes,
prior.
yes, yes. Yes. So basic. So in Linux, right? Like let's say this is my terminal. So in the terminal, I'll be performing very basic command. I'll not be touch basing. I mean, I will not be going through any Linux topic. Here we are just to understand how Git functions in general. So we'll be discussing around the topic, and we'll be making it sure, that whatever terminologies I'm showing you guys here, right? You guys should be getting it. You guys should be understanding what also. For example, if all of a sudden I start telling, remote repository and all this, so these terminologies will not be clear to you. So the whole point of having this in first place is let's understand the topic, and then we'll go with Linux after this. So Linux is not dependent. Git is not dependent on Linux.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, fine. So let's start with repository. Now, what is a repository? Okay, so first of all, Git is nothing but a CLI. So as Aditya was mentioning, right? So is this screen visible to you guys? My other terminal?
Sure, sir. Yeah.
Can you
Yeah,
guys see
visible.
this Linux terminal? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I will be sharing these steps with you guys, okay, after this class and that will be homework to install Git if you don't have Git installed in your local, and you can install it. I am doing it on Mac. You can do it on Windows as well. It is very simple. Okay, and any one of you who faces challenge in installing Git can reach out to me after class. Okay, so what is a repository? So a repository, somebody was telling Git is a repository. No, repository is a component of Git. Repository is a terminology or a topic, subtopic of Git. What is a repository? So repository is nothing but it's a place where you are going to store or build everything around your code base. Okay, so for example, for the sake of like let's say Git tutorial, I am going inside, I'm just creating a repository, and the basic command to create any directory in Linux is mkdir. Okay, so this is the basic I'm doing, mkdir, and I am creating a directory called as InnoImpex. Yeah, Devendra.
So you are doing something on the terminal because I can see only your whiteboard, not your terminal.
Oh, I asked, I think. Okay, 1 minute. Let me reshare. Is it visible?
Yeah, now it's visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
No
no.
problem. So what I did is I ran a simple command mkdir, which stands for creating a directory. Now I have created a directory called InnoImpex. I am going inside InnoImpex. Okay. Now I'm going inside InnoImpex, and I will be performing, since I have Git installed in my laptop, I will be sharing the steps with you guys to how to install. Okay. I'll be running a command called git init. Okay, what is the command? Git init. Now what happens? What is git init basically? Git init is you are ensuring that this directory, okay, now this is my repository. Okay, this is my repository. So this is my repository. So InnoImpex is my repository now. Now, what will happen? In the This directory becomes my repository. So whatever files I will create, whatever folders I will create, whatever components I need, right? I will be putting all those components inside, or all those files inside this directory. So this becomes a repository. Now, you guys may ask me a question. What is the difference between a normal directory versus a Git directory or a Git repository? Correct? That can be a question. So The difference is this: in normal directory, right? In normal directory, you will not be having a file called as .git. Okay, whereas in case of here you will not have, this is normal one, right? So in this normal one, you will not have a file called .git, and in the Git repository, right, you will be having a file called as .git. Okay, you will be having a file called as .git. Now, if you see this, right, .git is here. Okay, repository is here. Now let's say how to see that. So again, I am running a command ls-la. Okay, it's a basic Linux command just to list all the hidden files. So if I see this, I get a .git. Okay, now I will go a directory back. Okay, and I will simply run another. I will create another directory called mkdir test2. Okay, mkdir is nothing but it stands for creating a directory. Now I am going inside the directory. So to go inside the directory in Linux, you have cd command, change directory. Cd test2 I did. After that, I am doing ls-lt ls-la. Here, do we have .git file? No, right? We don't have .git file.
No.
Correct. So we don't have .git file means, what does it mean? It means this is a normal directory, right? This is not a Git repository. Clear, guys? Repository is clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is working directory? So what happens is, okay, there is one more thing to show. If I run git command, anything like, let's say, git status, okay, in a normal working directory, what it will say? Not a Git repository, because there is no .git file. But if I run the same command by going one directory back and going inside InnoImpex directory, and if I run the same command git status, I'm getting the response. Correct. Why am I getting response? Can anyone say? Inside this directory, why did I get
Git
response?
is present
Git
inside
initial.
it.
It is what? Sorry.
Basically, Git repository is present inside it. That's why.
Correct. Correct. Because we did git init, and when we did git init, right, we can see that .git folder got created. So since .git is available inside it, so it became a repository. So if someone is asking this question, what is the difference between a repository and directory? Then you can say that .git. Okay, .git differentiate between them. Okay, so if you run git init, you will get a .git file, and it becomes a Git repository. Okay, now coming back to the thing working directory. Now here we told, we will be having not a repository and in that there will be a directory created .git. Okay, by the way, dot is to hide, like it will not come, it will not be visible to you normally until unless you explicitly want to see it by a command ls-la. A is for hidden, all files. Okay, so now let's say, as a code base, right? As a code base, what all I can have? I can have Java related code. Let's say hello world java.java. Then I can have a text file. Let's say hello world.txt. Okay, I can have all this file. So the file which you see here, right, or the folder which you see, or let's say we have another folder called, let's make it as Java and then Python. Okay, so
So
these are
Kumar,
two folders. Please.
sorry, your screen is stuck for me. I don't know, maybe for other.
For me also same.
1 minute, guys. Let me share the entire screen. It's better. Okay. Now it should be available. Just a minute. Is it available now?
Yes,
Okay.
it's fine.
Yes.
So now this repository. Why this is a repository? Because we have .git folder. Okay. Now we have created two more folders, Java and Python. Let's go a step beyond, and we will say that we will have one more folder called Go. Okay. So I'm just taking the example of programming languages. Now you have three folders: Go, Java, and Python. Correct? What will happen if you see you have Go, you have Java, you have Python. Now what will happen inside the Go? You may need to write something inside the Go. Like you may have a file called as go.file, right? Correct? Or file.go. Correct? You may want to edit or write something here. Correct? Yes or no? So
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So now what will happen the moment you are writing inside the Go directory or creating a file inside a Go directory, what will be your working directory now? Your working directory is Go. So the concept here is working directory. So working directory is basically whatever folder inside a repository, you can have multiple folder, and inside whatever folder you are writing or creating a file, that becomes your current working directory. And we also have a Linux command for it, which you'll be learning in Linux classes, as somebody was mentioning, PWD, right? Present working directory. So we have a command called PWD, present working directory. So this tells you where you are. Okay. Now, so this is working directory. Now the next point, which is staging area. Okay. Before understanding staging area, let's go here and uh, as I mentioned, right? So what we will do, what all directories we told we will have? We will have three directories, right? So we'll create a directory called an mkdir Java. We will create a directory called as mkdir Go, and we will create another directory called as mkdir Python. Mkdir means to create the directory. Now we have Java, Go, Python, all three directory available here.
I have
Right.
one question here.
Please.
If we will go inside Go or Java, okay, and we will
Uh-huh.
run that one status one command,
Hmm.
git status. So that will be okay. Okay. Correct.
Because it is checking, it is going and checking in your parent directory. Okay.
Okay.
Because you have created, so it also goes and checks into your parent directory. Clear? But
Yes,
but
yes.
but it is always good you come here and then run. Okay, but yes, it will work. So your question is answered.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, clear. Now we have created how many directories? Three directories: Java, Go, and Python. Okay. Now let's go inside Java directory. So to go inside Java directory, we'll run command cd Java. Okay. Now we have gone inside Java directory and let's create a file. So to create a file, we use a command called touch. Okay. Touch hello.java. Okay. Now we have created this file. How to list ls. So we can see that hello.java is there. Okay. Now, if I run a command git status, so git status is nothing but it's a command to check or to tell you what is the status of your current git or current repository. Okay, so git status gives you what is the status of your current repository. Okay, so now if I run the command git status, what it says? It says dot slash. So untracked file. What it is saying? Untracked file. If you see here, what it was saying, on branch main, no commits yet. There's no commit,
Yes.
right? Nothing was there. But since we created one file, it is telling hello.java. Now we will edit the file. So to edit the file, you have editor called as vi hello.java. Okay. Now vi I will do, I will edit and I will write abc something I will write. Okay, ABV. Now I will save it. Don't worry about these things. We'll tell this in Linux. Okay. Just we have created a file and we are saving it. Okay. That's it. Now if I run again git status, what it is saying? Again, same thing, right? Because what is happening? Because what is happening? You have
We
some
haven't added.
untracked. Correct. You have some untracked file. Now if I come here and run git status, then it will say where is my untracked file, right? So where I have untracked file inside which folder?
Java.
Java. Now if I run a command called git add, either you can do -a or you can do git add java slash, what was the folder name?
Hello. Java.
Yeah. So what this will do? So whatever files you have untracked or which is not being captured by Git, okay, it will become the moment you do git add, it will move them to the staging area. So a lot of people run this git add command, but we don't know what is staging area. So staging area is nothing but, yeah, sorry, anyone has any questions? Rajesh. Okay. Or Kuna, any questions? You have unmuted yourself.
No, sir, no.
Sanu,
Okay. So
I'm not getting all the things. So why means how the command are coming? Means if I'm not get aware of CLI and what is
no. So
DevOps,
command is just to make you understand these terminologies. Okay. It is just to make you understand this terminology, what is staging area. So if you go with, I will give you the command, I will give you the documents after this class, okay, so that you can understand. You have to go through this again. Maybe you will be hearing this first time, Aditya, right? Or you will be doing this first time, maybe. Okay, so what happens when you hear first time, right? Anything, the topic looks alien to you, right? But you have to go back and you have to practice. Okay, so when I'm saying staging area, right, I'm just explaining you this, what is staging area. Okay, so git add is a command using which you add the file. You add the file and you make those files from untracked to untracked to, you push them to the staging area. So you see this, it has been moved to staging area now. Now you're not getting same thing again, right? Getting it, Aditya? Hello? Aditya, are you getting my, are you hearing me?
yeah, hearing that.
Yeah.
एक बारी प्लीज इस वर्किंग एरिया एंड स्टेजिंग एरिया के बारे में आप थोड़ा सा
हाँ
अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन
मैं यहाँ पे आई हैव द ड्राइंग. ओके, सो ओके, ठीक है. वर्किंग डायरेक्टरी, स्टेजिंग एरिया एंड गिट repository. Repository is clear?
यस
Repository is nothing but where you are gonna keep your entire code base. Okay, clear? This part is clear. Now what is
Yes, yes,
staging
clear.
area? So staging area is something where you have created your files. The moment you create your file, that file is untracked. We saw that, right? कि जैसे ही हम file बनाते हैं, it becomes untracked, right?
Correct.
It goes as untracked. Okay. Now, after untracked, either you modify the file, okay, or you want to, let's say have that file available. So what you will be doing ultimately, what is our purpose? What is the purpose to create a file in Git locally? What is the purpose to create the file here? Because ultimately we want to send this file, or we got a task that, I have to create a hello.java file, which has to be available in the central code. Correct? That will be my task.
Yes.
So to do that, you need to ultimately push your this file from your local to that remote, right? Now, how to push that? And before pushing that, you need to have it saved or committed somewhere, right? So you need to have it saved somewhere, correct? And then only you'll be able to push. So in the staging area, what we do is, in staging area, we decide, we are like, okay, I have created the file. Now I'm adding that file. Okay. Now I'm adding that file. So the moment you run git add command, so Aditya was asking, right? The moment you ran git add command, that file goes into staging area. Okay, so if you have created any file and that file is available with you, okay, you have created it, you have made changes, you have, let's say, done coding for hello world.java, and after that you want to push it, you want to make it available to the remote area, then you have to run git add command. The moment you run git add java, git add, and that the file name, what happens is that file gets into staging area. Okay, so that's why you're not able to see the file here. Yeah, Shiva.
Basically, here, if see, we make in the file like edited like ABC something, okay?
Correct,
And
correct.
if I want to make another change like this in the inside the file, and
Hmm.
again we need to run this git add, or it will
Yes.
automatically show in.
No, 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 no. Let's do that. Okay, let's do that. So I'm going inside the file. I will go inside the directory. I will make the changes. We will make the changes again. We will add a new line. Okay. I'm just came
This is
inside
my
here.
second line you can put.
Yeah. Okay. I
Mhm.
have added second line. Okay. Now if I run git status command is just to check what is the current status. Okay. If I run the git state, what is thing?
Modified.
Modified. Okay.
Yes.
Changes not staged for commit. Okay. Means you have modified it. It is available in your working directory, but you have not staged it. Okay. Now how to stage it? How
Again
to
we need
stage?
to add
Git add and the file name. There is
file
one
name.
more, there is one more shortcut to do that. Okay. That is git add hyphen capital A, which means it will add everything, but don't do that.
Mhm.
The reason I say don't do that, let's say mistakenly you have copied your Aadhaar card or personal or anything here. Okay, and mistakenly you
Mhm.
have created some file. It will add even those file. Okay, so you should never do that.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So staging area is clear.
So basically, in working area, whatever changes we will make, it will not
Mhm.
show in a central level. But if we will add, then everyone can see. Like,
No,
correct?
no, 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 that is not correct. So staging area is one step. After that, you have another step. Okay, two steps to make
Okay.
it available. But we will see
Mhm.
that staging area is like, let's say you have written, you have created a file. You got to know, okay, I have created this file. Now I want to move it to staging area. Why you will move it to staging area? Because the next command you will run is git commit hyphen m. Okay, so commit is nothing but you want to take the snapshot of those files. So again, let's come here in this diagram. Okay, let's come here and in this diagram. Okay, so you have created three folders. Let me delete this file. Okay, you have created three folders. Okay, now assume you may have, five .java files, like let's say a.java. Okay, b.java, or let's consider two. Okay, then you have, let's say, Python. Okay, and here you have a.python. Okay, a.py, b.py. Okay, n number of files you will have. Okay, now you want all of this is right now where it is in your local, right? It is available in your local. It is
Yes.
not,
Yes.
it ultimately, what is our goal? Our goal is to make it available in remote repository. Okay,
Correct.
remote, that remote can be either GitHub or GitLab or anything. Okay, ultimate goal is this. So the moment I will make, or I will do staging git add, it will go to staging. But after that, I need to take all this I will be taking a snapshot. Snapshot is nothing but a backup bolo, or yeah, will compress it, so that we need to uniquely identify in the remote, right, that who has, or what all changes are there. Okay, so for example, what all changes are there, we need to know that, right? So for that, I will be running a command called git commit hyphen m. Okay, and hyphen m is, by the way, for message. Okay, so let's say I'm giving the message adding files. Now what happened? So in this commit, whatever changes till now we have made, we created these many files, everything, right? So in this commit, everything will be there. So commit is nothing but it has taken the snapshot of whatever changes we have made till now in this file. Whatever we have created, everything will be available inside the commit. Okay, so commit is a term in Git commit. Commit is a term which is basically telling you, or which is basically telling you that whatever you have done till now, you have the copy of it available with you. Okay, so that's why you see this git commit, one file change, since we have changed one file, to insertion java slash, and this is the detail it is giving you. Okay, now how commit works? Okay, we'll understand this now. So commit is clear to everyone? Anyone who is having doubt in commit? Anyone having doubt in commit? Yeah, Devendra, go ahead.
So what is the difference between git add dot and git add minus a?
Yeah, so git add dot. Okay, it will be like currently dot is C in Linux. Dot is nothing but whatever you have in this directory, current directory. Minus A is for all, wherever you have made changes. Okay, Devendra. Good. So now we have commit. Okay, so now we have committed. So we have committed here, right? All the changes we have. So all the changes will be available in the commit. Now I need to see, or I need to check basically, okay, that what is or who created this commit or details around this commit. Then I have a command called git log hyphen hyphen. If I give one line, right, it will give me the commit ID. So you see this commit ID 48AFA17. What is this? So whatever changes you have decided to take, right? Like let's say, let me close this. Let's say you have decided to take these many changes. So these many changes are part of your commit now. So this commit will be nothing but it will give you a unique SHA value. It uses a SHA-1 algorithm to give you the unique number. Okay. Now you have this unique number. You see this. So this is how it will identify. This is how it will identify. Okay. So commit is clear. What is commit? Commit basically commit is aggregating all the, it's like let's say you have 5 folders inside one folder. You have 10 more folders, subfolders, then you have 50 files inside that, and you create a zip. So using one zip, right, you can forward that zip to anyone. Correct. Similar thing is commit. Okay, so commit is like whatever changes you have done till now, it will be stored in that SHA-1 value, and this SHA-1 value represents that, you know, whatever changes we have done till now will be stored here. Now let's say I want to add some more file. Then what I have to do? I have to, so what will be my next strategy? Let's say I want to create a file called as and now I will go inside the directory Python. Okay, and I want to create a file called as abc.py. Okay, and let's say I'm writing anything xyz here. Okay, and I'm saving it. Okay, I'm saving this file. So now git status, right? Now if I do git status, there is one more file. Okay, so dot slash means it will add the current directory, whatever I have in current directory. If I come back, right, so it will give you the in which directory it is. Okay, so now I have this file. So now let's say what is my current status of this file abc.py, where it is available. It is available in which place?
Local.
Local. Everything is local now. For now we
Yeah.
don't have anything remote. Okay, but it is available where? So we are trying to revise this concept.
Repository only, I
No.
think.
Repository and then working directory, right? So this file is available in my working directory. Okay,
Working directory.
now I want
Yes.
to move it to staging area. So what I have to do to move it to staging
Git
area?
add.
Git add and then the file name. Okay, okay, I did it.
Yes.
So if I run git status, what it will show? It is like changes to be committed. Changes to be
Yes.
committed means it has moved to staging area. Okay, now to commit this file, what I have to run? Git commit hyphen
Commit and
m.
file name.
Yeah, and then I will push a message called adding Python file. Okay, now I will save it. Okay, now earlier if you see, we ran a command called git log hyphen hyphen one line, right? This command is to check, right, what happened correctly. Log is nothing but this is to check what is happening right now. Okay, now if I run git log again, right, then how many commits I will show? I will see
2.
2, correct? Because we got
Yes.
2 commits. We and this is our current commit. Okay, and this was our previous commit. So every commit you make, right? Every commit you make, it is basically the changes you are making and snapshot. So what are the best practices to make any commit? The best practice is to have as lesser commit as you can. It means that when you're writing your code, let's say somebody has asked you to write a code for any microservice, so you should be trying to, you should be trying to make it in lesser commit. Why? Because the same commit will be going to your remote repository. So for example, come back here, and if you have one commit, right, this one commit will go to the remote. Okay, now what we have done, this, let's call this as commit A. Okay, or first commit. Okay, how many commit we have totally in our repo right now? 2, right? So first
2.
commit, and this is our second commit. So for both the commit, also you can see that for both the commit we have separate SAR value.
Correct.
Correct. So every commit will have SAR. So that's how you uniquely find or you understand the difference between each commit. Okay. Now you have second commit. This is your SHA-1. Okay. Now this second commit will also go to your remote, right? So every time second commit will also go to remote. So what happens is every time you make a commit, ultimately when you are pushing it, right, it will go together until unless there's a way to merge all the commit, but we'll come to that later. That is very advanced topic for now. So every time you make a change or you want to push something, right, you create it and convert it as commit. So the ideal way is to have lesser commit as you can. For example, let's give a normal life example. Like let's say you are going to a grocery store, right? Okay, and you take a you add product in your cart, right? So you cannot, you will be like you will not add 2 products this time and go to billing again. You will add 2 products and then go again to billing. That is not the best practice, right? The best practice is to have as much as you know or as much you can inside one time at a cart and then go for billing at once, right? So that can be a real life example. So similarly, the commit, whatever changes you want to bring, you should be bringing it at once. Try to reduce the commit. Okay, that is the best practice. Okay. So commit is clear.
Just like we one question, just like we have committed something, okay, one first commit or second, and if I want to revert that commit, so we can do
We
that.
will come there. We'll come there. Reset option is there. We'll come there. That is a far topic. Okay. Let's go slow. Okay.
Okay.
Come. Okay. Any other question? Anybody who did not get commit? What is commit?
So how many time we can create a commitments? We can generate a commit.
It
Is there
totally
any?
depends. Yeah, it totally depends on you. Okay, when I say on you, it means like let's say you are making as a developer, right? So as a good developer, okay, you should be making as less commit as it says.
I already told.
Sorry.
I already told. Means it's the best practice to create a lesser commit.
Yes, so as less as you can. Like
So, but is there any limit? Is there any limit? Means how many?
no, there
commit
is
we
no
can
limit.
do
No,
in
there's
a
no limit
means,
because no, there is no limit because, for example, let's say it depends. Like let's say you are writing a small service, right? Small code. Okay, you are writing small code, so there you may end up making 50 commits, but that small code will become bigger, right? Like let's say today you are writing with one logic that okay, I can add product as 15. 15 products should be only added on my website at once. So you wrote one logic. If product greater than 15, then you will not give them option to add. Okay, and you'll print a message saying that okay, you cannot add it. But tomorrow you may add some other feature, right? So every coding or every file starts with small things, but it keeps on adding, right? So there is no limit on the commit. Okay.
yeah. Thank you.
But at a time when you're pushing, the code, basically when you're pushing the code, you should try to minimize the commit so that the people who is reviewing or people who are checking your code, right? It should look like, okay, it is coming in because it is coming in lesser commits. So that is the best practice. You are saying something, sorry.
Got it. Yeah, got it.
Okay, cool. Now let's come to the next point, which is head. Okay, what is a head? Okay, so head is nothing but it's a pointer. So for example, in this command git log -1 line, right? We were seeing head. Where is head pointing at? This is a pointer which is pointing at main. What is main? What is main here? A branch. So on which branch you are, that is what head is telling, and what is the current commit of that branch. Okay, so if you see previously the head was pointing where? on which commit ID? For the same branch, on which commit ID it was pointing?
First commit ID.
Correct. Now it is
So
pointing to another commit ID. So what
the
happens?
latest.
Correct. So head is nothing but head is pointer, which is telling you that what is the most latest commit or most latest change you have done. Okay. So head is nothing but a point. Head is nothing but a pointer. Okay. So for example, like let's go ahead and let's add a file inside Go also cd go. Okay, now we'll go inside and the command bimabc.go. Okay, and let's add a file called as ghi. Okay, let's add a line, save this file. Now again, what will be my status? Git status. What will be my Git status?
It will be untracked.
Untracked. Correct. Now,
Yes.
if I want to add it to staging area, what I have to do?
Git add
The file name.
Yes.
So it is inside Go directory and the file name is what? abc.go. So git add. Now what will
Yes.
be my status?
It will be tracked, committed. No, not committed.
Staged.
Change
It
it.
will be staged.
Yeah.
It will be staged. Correct. Now it is ready to be committed. Now if I commit it,
Yes.
right? Git commit -m adding Go file. Okay. If I commit it, right? What will happen? It will show me that
Again,
one
give the
file
star
changed.
values.
Correct. It is added. Now I will run what is the command to run check the logs? Git log -1 line. Yeah. So if I run the one line, see the head has changed. Where is head
Correct.
pointing to? Latest commit.
Latest file.
Correct. And it is pointing to the main branch of latest commit of main branch. So head is nothing but it's a pointer. Okay. It's a pointer which is so a lot of us use it in day-to-day basis, right? But we don't go, some of us may not be using also, but when you use it, you should be careful, right? What is head? So head is pointing to latest. Head is nothing but a pointer. Okay. Now coming to the question remote. What is a remote?
Where two or more than person can access the same file.
Yeah. So for example, this is github.com. Now let me sign in. Continue with Google. Mail.com. Okay. And I'm signing in. So this is my remote, right? This is my remote
Yes.
repository. Okay, this is not available in my local, but whatever changes I have done till now, where I did the change.
In local only.
Correct. So what is the difference between local and remote? Local means, okay, you decided that, okay, fine, I will be testing, I will be building my code in my local, and until unless I get a result, I will not be, pushing because it won't make any sense, right? So what you're doing is you have made the changes available locally, but ultimate goal is what? Ultimate goal is we all work in an organization. Ultimate goal is to push it to remote, right? Now to push it to remote, right? What you should be checking. So first of all, whether in this repository, do we have a remote connected? Do we have remote? Is this available remotely or locally?
Locally only, not connected.
Correct. So how to check whether whether my files is local or remote? So there is a command called git remote -v. If you give that, are you getting any response here? No, right?
No.
But if I go one directory back and I will go inside test directory, and if I give same command git remote -v, what it is saying? It is saying that
Fetch
it has a
access.
remote. Correct.
Yes.
It has a remote. Okay. Now understand this. We will go back again to our directory. We'll go back to our directory. Okay. Now we are here inside our directory and git status. Okay. See, I am running some Linux command, but those Linux commands are pretty basics, which will be covered in the class. So don't worry. If you're not able to understand anything, ask. Okay. Git status. I have nothing to commit. Okay. Now git log. Now let's say if I run git, so there is no response against remote command, right? Was there any response against remote command? Because
No response.
remote is not commented. now what I will do is let me add. What I will try to do is I will try to connect my local with this remote. So what I will do is let me add this one only and try, or let me create a new directory. Better. Okay, we can add this also. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm trying to add it. Now, how can you add it? So for example, any directory which is already created, for example, this test is created right here in your GitHub. You can come here. Okay, either you can clone or you can copy this HTTPS. Okay, you just copy this web HTTPS and then you can add it. Okay, git remote add. So the command to connect with your local. So let me come here and draw this. Okay, so you have it in your local. Okay, you have it in your local. Okay, and then you want to connect to remote, right? So you need to run a command called git remote add and then the URL of the remote repository. Okay, and then it will be available to your remote. Okay, so now
Yes.
I will run this. Git remote add. What is the command? Add. I'll be having that command. Okay, git remote add test. Okay, so now git remote add command I have done. Okay, and now let me come to this main. Okay, and now let us run the git remote -v. Git remote -v. So I have added the remote here. Okay, now if I try to push git push, if I run this git push, right? So this branch is not available up, right? So what I need to do, git push -u origin. Origin is nothing but again your origin. When you say origin, right, you point to remote. So what will be my origin? This test.git, right? And what is my current branch name? If you see git status, it always says branch. My branch name is main. So now I'm pushing it. Origin doesn't appear to be. Okay. Let me set the upstream. Okay, let us stuck here. Before that, will understand git pull? What is git pull? Okay, so now remote is clear, right? What is remote? Remote is basically nothing. We have a change in our local and we want to push that change to we want to get it connected to a repository. Okay, and then we'll add the remote add the repository URL and then we'll perform remote. Okay, now coming back to the another thing, which is clone. What is clone? So basics, we are just dealing with the basics. So what is clone? Clone is nothing but you want to have a copy. Now I'll create another directory called as mkdir openai. Okay, and I will go inside the directory. And you want to basically, like, let's say here in this repo, in this main, centralized server or centralized GitHub, I have a lot of things, right? For example, I have OpenAI cookbook. This repository is there. Now it has a lot of code, right? It has a lot of code. So what I will be doing, I will be, I want all this code in my local instead of centralized, right? I want all this code in my local. Then what I will do, I will run a command called as git clone this and then dot is like current directory. I want to put it in, copy it in current directory. So using clone, whatever thing you have, for example, you have 5 branches available here, you have 3 tags available here, right? Whatever component you have related to this code, everything you will get in clone. Okay, so git clone will give you each and everything available. So using clone, you are doing nothing but you're just copying it to your local. So whatever changes, so to push changes to your remote, you do git remote add and then you push it, and to get changes from top level, you do git clone. Okay.
Can you
Clear?
please tell me again
Yeah.
this clone
So,
wala?
so see, the clone thing is nothing but you are copying whatever. So whatever component, whatever file, whatever branches, whatever things has been created in this centralized, right? I want it in my local. So what I'm doing, I'm cloning it. So the moment you run git clone command, you get everything in your local.
So the code is also be available in the repository, in central as well. We are just
Yep.
copying it.
Correct. Clone is copying. So it will be available in central. That is the meaning, no? That is the entire concept of Git, right? It will be available centrally. Now I want to make few changes or few testing in my local, okay, without disrupting or without disturbing this. So what I'll be doing, I'll be making changes in my local. Okay.
क्लोन क्या करेगा कि जो रिमोट पे होगा उसको लोकल पे कॉपी कर देगा.
Copy कर देगा, right?
Okay.
Using git push, you actually push from, so let us see here. Okay, so using the push command, okay, using the push command, so you add the remote and then you push, you basically take your local to remote, okay, and the reverse way is
Can do.
yes, the reverse.
Yeah.
What is happening? Remote. The reverse way is you have remote now, okay, and you want to have the changes in the local, you just clone it, okay.
Correct.
Clone.
Yes.
Local. This flow is clear? Simple?
Yes, clear. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go ahead with terminologies again. Okay. Pull, push. Push I have already explained. Okay. Now pull. So the reason I was telling you before that, let's understand pull. Okay. I mean, I stopped there, right? So what happened was, see, inside a repository, right? Now, as a developer, right? Understand this carefully. Okay. So let's say there could be, this is a code, as I mentioned, right? Go is there, Java is there and all. And now let's say Go can be developed by developer A, right? Developer A is working on Go component. Developer B is working on Java component. Developer C is working on Python component. Okay. There can be a chance that, my Go, Java and Python, all of this, since they're a part of one repository, right? There can be a chance that these files may need each other's changes. Yes or no? Chances could be there, right? So in that case, when developer A is working on Go, it means that he will be also pushing changes, right? He will be creating new files. Let's say he has created a new file called new.go. Okay. And that new.go might be needed for your Java application, for your Java part, for developer B, right? So what is the best practice? He has to get this change. Correct. Understand this. He has to get the change. See, because before when he cloned at that time new.go was not there, right? But now developer A has written this new.go and pushed it. Okay, but he is not having the change locally. So what he will do? Is he going to run git clone again? No, he will run a command called as git pull. Okay, he will run a command called as git pull, which will do the task of both. It will fetch the changes and it will merge the change as well. So it will do git fetch, git merge. Okay, it will fetch and it will do the merging also. Okay, so fetch plus merge both will happen via git pull. So the new.go, which was created by developer A, now developer B, the moment he run git pull, right, he will have this file. So we will try to see it here practically. But this concept is understood, at least concept wise, what git pull does.
So for the developer B, so developer A should commit it and should push it to the remote so that it will be available by the pool.
It will be available by the pool. So like new.go is one example. There can be like, let's say, since you are working on one file, right? It doesn't mean that other people cannot push it, right? Other people can obviously push their changes. Now, your file also need those changes, right? Or even though if it doesn't, the best practice is always do git pull. Why you should do git pull before writing any changes? Let's say today you wrote any changes, today you saved it locally, tomorrow again you're working on that changes. So again you should do git pull before making your changes, so that you will have all the changes made in that branch. Again, I'm highlighting that point, in that branch available to you. Whatever changes has been made in that branch will be available to you. Okay. Clear? 1 minute.
So